All right, get ready. Slant. All right, scholars, good morning. All right, so today we're going to start lesson 13. Now, lesson 13, you're going to work on what we worked on before, the story or the poem, actually, which is Casey at the bat, okay? So this poem we read about Casey. He was our main character, and Casey went up to the bat. What happened when Casey actually got up to the bat? Yes, Martinet. He did. He struck out. Very good. So we're going to get into part 2 of this lesson. All right, our standards for today is going to be RL 4.5, writing 4.3, and writing 4.4. What does that mean, Ms. Jeffries? That means today what you're going to be able to do is I can examine elements of a poem and define how the poem differs from a short story. Today, scholars, you're going to write a poem, but you're going to make it into a story, okay? And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that just a little bit later. Yes, scholars. Absolutely. It is a poem that is telling the story, okay? So, that's again, I can write original narrative poems using poetic devices. And so, what is a poetic device? A poetic device, okay, scholars, yes. Jerome. Alliteration, very good. What else would be one? William. Simile, yes. Lorenzo. Metaphor, very good. All of those are poetic devices. Very good. All right. So the purpose, why are you in Ms. Jeffries' class? So we can do what? Very good. Be a better reader, writer, and critical thinker. Okay? And today, how are you going to be assessed? By exit ticket, and you have to complete your point. So I'll know that you have it once I see you completed your point and that you've done it correctly. Okay? So, mastery, you're going to be able to write a narrative poem and use poetic devices. Okay? So, right now, I'm going to reread it. And I know you're like, Ms. Jeffries, we're going to reread it? Yes. Let me tell you why we reread. All good scholars and all good readers know that you have to read the text more than one time. So, we're going to read this poem, okay? Are we ready? All right, let's go. So, I'm on 121, and I know my scholars are going to follow along with me. All right. So, it says, the outlook wasn't brilliant for Mudville 9 that day. The score stood 4-2 with but one inning more to play. And then when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a sickly silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in human breasts. They thought if Casey could only but get a whack at that, we'll put up even more money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did also Jimmy Blake. And the former was a hoodoo, and the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much deprived, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second and Flynn hugging third. Okay. Then from thousand throats and more there rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley. It rattled in the dale. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled up the flat. For Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing at the bat. There was an ease in Casey's manner. He stepped into place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye and sneered curled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered spear came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood watching and Honda Grandier. Close to the sturdy Batman, the ball and heated speed. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches, black with people, there went a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm wave on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire, shouted one on the stand, and it's likely they have killed him had Casey not raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dumb spear flew, but Casey still ignored it, and the umpire said, strike two. Fraud, yelled the madness thousands, and echo answered fraud. But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They say his face grew stern and cold. They say his muscles strained. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is gone from Casey's lips. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds the cruel violence, his back upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shadowed by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in this favorite land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there's no joy in Mudfield. Mighty Casey has struck out. All right? So, again, looking at that story again, that poem. Now we're going to go in to our activity, which is 13.1. I want everybody to turn to page 130 in their book, okay? Yes, folks. Yes, because we're going to work on that later, okay? All right, so what we're going to do on page 130.
Teacher, pardon the interruption. Miss Whitley, can you call my office at extension 351? Miss Whitley, call extension 351. Thank you.
When I say go, you're going to turn and talk with your neighbor, and you're going to answer questions 1 through 4. Many of this you should already know, okay? So when we read the poem, and yesterday we answered questions about the poem. But today, what we're going to focus on is you're going to focus on what's a stanza, okay? You're going to talk about the number of stanzas that was in the poem. This is something that we should have worked on yesterday when we numbered our poems. So when I say go, I want you and your group to collaborate. I want you to work together, and I want you to count the stanzas in the poem, okay? Are there any questions on what we're doing? We only have about 8 minutes, and you're going to work together with questions 1 through 4, okay? All right, ready, begin. Oh, scholars, let me bring you back together. 3, 2, 1. When you answer the question, you must use race. Can someone tell me what I mean when I say race? What do I mean, Terrell? No, what do I mean by race? How you write the answer, okay? What do you mean? It's okay, scholar. It's okay for those that know the answer, okay? Trevor, what do I mean when I say race? Restate. I want you to restate the what? Question, okay? So what do I mean, Terrell, when I say race? Restate the what? Very good. Restate the question. So you're going to restate the question. I need each answer in a complete sentence, okay? Not one-word answers, but in sentences, Okay? All right. Are we ready? I want to make sure that we add that in there. Begin, okay? I like how I'm seeing people restate. I see one scholar say a stanza is very good. That is a way to restate, okay? Okay? You're working together. You will be able to tell me. Okay? There's no need to argue, okay, scholar? What you do is working the what? Together. She may have a way that she wants to write it. Okay? All right. Board, we're gonna fix in the glasses just a little later. There's been kind of working for a moment, okay? We'll fix it later. Let's keep going. I'm seeing some great jobs here with people working. Instead of saying it's like, that's almost like we're trying to get them figurative language. I'm saying, let's say it stands it is, right? All right, making a different fact. Okay. I need to hear you collaborating. Need to hear you. Need to hear you talking, working with each other. Okay? 1 second, Scott. I'm on my way. I need you guys working together. Mm-hmm. Is it a group of lines or a group of lives? All right, and make sure we put our period at the end. All right, are we writing this call? Okay. And then you have your sticky notes. Very good. I like how you wrote that out, how you added that poem in there. Very good. I like how you restated it. Stanzas are 1, 2, 3. Some of how we count those paragraphs, but we know it's called a stanza because we know what we're reading is a what? No, we're reading a poem, right? This is a poem. So instead of calling it paragraphs, I call it a what? A stand. I call this a stanza. Very good. So we're going to count our stanzas, okay? So tell me how many stanzas are there? Very good. So now I'm going to restate it. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it says write down the rhyming words in the poem's first stanza. So what you want to do is make sure that what is the key? What is the number one thing it's asking you to do? Think about that first. What is it asking you to do? Okay. So I'm going to underline rhyming words because it wants you to write it down, right? So I'm going to underline them. Now, what is it asking me to find these rhyming words in what? In the first stanza, underline first stanza. That way you know to go back and you're looking for all words that what rhyme. So a word that rhymes are kind of like words that have the same like kind of sounds to it, like day, say, ground. So we're gonna go to the first stanza and find the words that rhyme. Okay. Yeah. How should you restate? You said you're gonna tell me. So I can say the instead and changing my how. I can replace how with the article the, and I can say the stanzas. The poem contains is give it what number. It's so many ways to write that. This poem contains blank stanzas. How many stanzas does it contain? Oh, thank you, Stella. I think you're thinking about something else, Scholar. I want you to look at it again. If you think about a story and the paragraphs it has, very good. The form, if I count those stanzas like that, the stanzas, it'll be 13. Scholar, I'll get you some paper just a second, okay? All right, let's look up in 3, 2, and 1. All right, our timer is about to go off. Just a show of hands, how many people need at least like another 2 minutes to kind of finish that out, okay? Very good. We'll go ahead and put 2 more minutes back on our clock, all right? Ready? Let's continue to work. Yes. Okay, so what I want you to do is we're going to focus on underlining our key words. What is this question actually asking? Okay, so the lines are different. So I want to take one stanza and I'm going to count the what? Lines. Lines in a stanza is like sentences in a what? Paragraph. So now when I go back, okay, how many lines? So if I take stanza 1, how many lines do I count? Oh, this was one too. You skipped it. You skipped this one. So right here it says how many lines are in each stanza. This scholar is a what? Stanza. So how many lines? It's 4 in this one, okay? Okay. So how many lines are in each stanza? Very good. Do you understand now? So we're not talking about the entire every line in the poem. We're only talking about sometimes it's like that, sometimes not, but in this case it works. Yes. We're going to work with that group soon. We're only looking at stanza 1. Did y'all?
Same in game.
Okay. Yes, it does, Scott. Look at the left end. Look at the last one. Okay. All right. Let's move on in 3, 2, 1. Your teacher is going to go over this with you, so it is okay. All right, just to make sure everyone has understood each question. Okay, we got to clear up any type of misunderstanding. All right, give me 1 second. Please, Scholar. All right, so when we look at number 1, the question asks us, all right, turn on one more light, Scholar, for me. Thank you. When we look at that question, it asks me, what is a stanza? Okay, so can someone tell Miss Jeffries again what a strong scholar hand, what is a stanza? Okay, we call it someone different. Spencer, what is a stanza? So a stanza is like a paragraph to a story or a text. This is true. But I'm looking for the actual literal definition. You kind of gave me like a figurative one. Okay, but I'm looking for like a literal definition. All right? DJ.
A stanza is a paragraph
same thing she said. Again, figuratively telling me what it kind of is. I don't need us to use the word like in it. I want us to be very specific and give me the literal definition. Okay? William, what is my literal definition? Very good. A stanza is a group of lines that's found in a poem. Spencer, what is a stanza? Very good. It's a group of lines found in a poem. All right? DJ, what is a stanza? Very good. Found in a what? Found in a poem. Very good. All right, so scholars, that is a stanza. Number 2, it says number the stanzas. Now that we know what the stanza is, we number the stanzas in the poem. Casey at the back. How many stanzas does the poem contain? All right, Martinet, how many? 13 stanzas, correct. The poem contains 13 stanzas. All right? I like how you restated that too. Number 4, it says, number 3, how many lines are in each stanza? Kanisha, how many lines?
The lines in each stanza is 4.
It would be R4. There are 4 lines, okay? So if we're talking about more than one, we need to put that R for plural verb. But very good, scholar. Good job. There are 4 lines. And number 4, write down the rhyming words in each. Write down the rhyming words in the poem's first stanza. Let me see who have not called on. All right, I'm gonna call someone. I'm gonna call him Terrell. What are my rhyming words? Good. Same and day. Very good. So I'm sorry. Play and day. Play and day. That is a group of rhyming words. What is another group of rhyming words? Did you find some? I'm going to check on my scholar right here. What is one that you saw when you looked in the text? What did you see, Demaria? Okay, tell me. Somewhere I'm looking for 2 words that what? Rhyme, okay? 2 of my rhyming words. Let me ask for Jamisha. Can you give me 2 rhyming words that you saw? And again, I'm looking at stanza what? 1. I didn't see that many. Correct. Game and same. Very good, scholars. We'll put our hands down. 3, 2, 1. All right. So now we're going to move on to the next part of our lesson, okay? In which we're going to start creating poems. So you just analyze with me, okay? Strong scholar hand. Who can tell me what analyze means? What does that word analyze mean? All right? Trevor, what does analyze mean? Break it down. So we just analyzed this point, Casey at the back. Why did we analyze the point? Because now we're going to get ready to write our own narrative poems, okay? So now, what I want us to do is I want everybody to be on page 131, which is activity page 13.2. You're going to follow along with your teacher as we read our instructions and also underline our key words. It is super important for us to be able to understand what is the text asking me. What is the question, scholar? Thank you. What is the question asking of me to do? So here, let's read. Right here it says, Casey at the back tells a story about how things did not work out the way the people in Mudville thought they would. You'll follow its example in this writing activity. So right here, this next part, this is what we're about to do. It says to get started, think of a time when something didn't go the way you expected. So I'm going to, number 1, underline that. That is a key word. It told me an action that I must do. I need to think about a what? A time where something didn't go the way you expected it. Okay? Anything in your life. Now, let's look at part 2. It says, write a sentence about that time in the space that follows. I'm going to underline that because that's important for me too. So now I got to think about something that didn't go well. And then I got to write about that time on my line. So, Miss Jeffries is going to give you what happened to her. Okay? So, when I was about 17 or 18 years old, your teacher was in the TSU homecoming parade. Okay? Your teacher was a majorette. You know, those are the dancers that dance in front of the band. So as your teacher was, you know, when you're at the TSU parade, how many of you have ever been to the TSU homecoming parade before? Okay? So for those of you who's been there, I'm going to turn the heat up. You know that there are like hundreds of people that are up and down the street. Okay? So I had all of these eyes peering and watching me. And your teacher went to do a kick, and I had on those boots. Have you ever seen the girls and how they wear those white boots with the heel, and they go down that street and you hear click, click, click? Your teacher had those on. And so I went up to kick, and I fell on the ground in front of all of the people in the parade. Okay, so they could have laughed at me, but let me tell you what your teacher did. Because I didn't expect it. This was something, do you think I expected to fall? No, I did not. But what I did is, and when I fell, I tried to play it off. I ended up doing a little routine from the ground. You know, I kind of like did this. I did some splits. I came up. I did like a stretch. I spent around. And so people thought maybe I meant to what? Fall, right? So, but either way it goes, I did not expect to fall in the homecoming parade. For some of you, you may play football, and maybe you were running, and you were to catch a ball, and then it slipped out of your what? Hands. You didn't expect that ball to slip. What about my dancers? Some of you could have been dancing just like your teacher, and you could have what? Failed or missed a step. My basketball players, you may have been really, really good, and you were going to go shoot a 3 or a jump shot, and you missed and hit the rim, right? Is there a time where it was something that you did not expect? And it doesn't have to be in sports. Maybe you were at home and you saw something happen. Maybe a tree fell outside. And you were like, oh my goodness, this tree just fell. I didn't expect the tree to fall. Okay? Tell me about a time. I want you to turn and talk and kind of get some ideas and talk about an experience that you know of. Okay? And then we're going to write it on our line. We have about 3 minutes. And I want the line completed in 3 minutes. Do I have any questions? No. All right, ready, begin. I should hear you talking and working together. And it doesn't just have to be a fall. It could be anything that you did not expect.
I hate it when I hit the rim in the basketball court.
Let's talk about it. Let's not call it from stupid, but let's talk about what happened when you missed it. It made you frustrated, right? Right, that's what we're going to talk about, that frustration. All right, tell me what happened to you guys. All right, we have about another 30 seconds. And I need that on your book. Okay. Okay, this is something you didn't expect. I love it. I like it. She didn't expect for her baby sister to be born at 1 in the morning. That's a good one, right? Something you didn't expect. You would think, it's getting warm, okay? I'm going to turn it up a little more. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, okay. All right, 3, 2, and 1. All right, I need silence. I need you sitting up ever so scholarly. Of course, show me, how do I sit scholarly? Those pencils are down. Those eyes are on me. Your pencils are down, and your eyes are on me. Your hands are folded, and your eyes are on me. I'm waiting for 100%. I'm waiting for 2. Hands folded, and eyes on me. All right, so I have about 2 or 3 that can share out just for time about what was something that they didn't expect to experience. Okay, William, what was one?
I was outside with Trevor, and we had a race, and I fell down and I saw a star.
Oh, you fell while racing with your friend. Very unexpected. Carmela.
I was running to touch down the football, and I was almost there, but someone tripped me.
So you were tripped while trying to make a winning touchdown. I absolutely understand unexpected. Martinez.
Well, my mother had my baby sister at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, having a baby sister at 1 in the morning. Unexpected. Kanisha.
Oh, yay. I missed a step when I was this.
Oh, you missed the step. Did you fall?
No.
Ah, but you missed it. You didn't expect it. Lorenzo.
I was playing football, and then I tried to speed, and I tripped over my own foot.
Oh, you spanned in football and tripped on your own foot. All right, Terrell.
And I was guarding somebody, and somebody, threw a ball in my back.
Oh, wow. They threw a ball at your back. That's very unexpected. DJ.
When I was playing basketball at the court, I hit the rim so many times.
Okay, you didn't expect. I understand, yes.
When I was at home, and
Respecting each other.
I thought they was gonna have a party at their house because they got to have parties, but they wasn't. They was over there playing, and then that's when my brother went over there. I said, "Get your tail here." Then I started running back to the house, and I slipped on this little brick thing.
Oh, okay. So you slipped on a brick. We want to work with taking away the word thing and saying brick. All right. So now that you told me what it was, you can remember. Remember, your teacher told you vividly, right? I gave you a lot of visuals. Visuals is something that I can see. And I gave you visuals to say, describe the scene of your story. My scene, my scene would be, where did the story kind of take place, right? Mine was on Jefferson Street, okay? There were hundreds of people, watching the parade, okay? And so, describe the scene of your story. I would say there were many people watching the parade, and where were you? I was on Jefferson Street. I was right under that bridge. You know the bridge that you go under? That's where I was when I fell. Yes, Scholar. So, that is my scene. You would describe your scene. Well, it was a football field. At home, getting ready to go to the hospital, okay? All right. Now, once you've done that, I also want you to answer the rest of the questions on page 131, okay? And it's, when did your story take place, okay? Mine took place in the morning because it was in the morning and it was on a Saturday morning, okay? And Nashville, Tennessee, if I want to be that specific. And then 3, it says, who was there with you, okay? My band members were there. Lots of people that I don't know, strangers, all right? So I want you to finish out your page. For you, William, Trevor was there, right? He was there to see it. All right? Do I have any other questions?
Which one did I do that one with? Who was with us?
Carla, did you raise your hand? Yes, Carla.
Which one was who was with us?
That's going to be question 3. Who was with you? Okay? All right? Do I have... Yes, you're going to... What I was saying is you're going to finish 1, 2, and what? 3. No. Since you only wrote this one. Okay? You haven't started 1, 2, and 3 yet. Which is down the page. On 1, you're gonna describe the setting. Where was it? Your teacher told you hers was on what? Jefferson Street, right? And it was several, like hundreds of people watching what? The parade. You tell me where was yours. Yours sounded like it was on the football. Very good. Okay. Yes, Carmela. And you said you don't remember anything. It might be better to change it if you don't remember, because you need to be able to remember to answer the questions, okay? Do you have something else you didn't expect? Okay, we'll switch it to that one. DJ. I'm going to come check it, okay? Yes. It's okay. Yes. The scene. It's like the setting. It's where did it take place, okay? So describe it. Was you in your house? Were you in your room? Were you in the living room? Bathroom? Where were you? Okay, what part of your house? You don't remember? All right. When? What time? When did it take place? Did it take place, when I say when, did it take place in the morning, in the afternoon, during the day, anywhere? Yes. All right, for those that have moved on from 1 through 4, go ahead and finish out to 8, okay? So go ahead and turn your page and finish out now 4 through 8. Very good. I like how specific you're being, Scholar. Said it took place in Atlanta, Georgia. Good. Where? Green khakis and my shoes. Capital A. When we forget to say this. Very good. Okay. Yes. Have you finished 4 through 8, Martinez? I need everybody moving on. 4 through 8. You've done through 1 through 4. Put those away.
Oh my. On page 130. Okay? 133. Just start there.